Welcome to Campaigns and Concoctions. We are a bunch of slovenly smart Alex who drink and play Dungeons & Dragons. I'm Morgan, the DM, and I want to thank you all for joining us on this journey of cooperative storytelling. If you want to join us in a more real-life setting, you can hit us up on the Instagram page where you can find a link to all of our interweb stuff. The Instagram is Campaign Concoctions Pod, and in that bio you'll find our link tree where you can find everything that you need to join us on the Discord server, any other connections that you're going to make with us. That's all of our interweb stuff. I'm pretty sure I double-checked, but no one has anything that they want to share, anything to address before we get started. All right, Jared, if you wouldn't mind sharing us what the drinks are tonight.
So I made 2 drinks to start us off today. The first one is a mango rosemary Irish whiskey sour. It is 2 ounces Irish whiskey, 1 ounce lemon juice, 1 ounce brown sugar, simple syrup, quarter-ish mango muddled into there, 2 dashes aromatic bitters, rosemary, just like singe it a little bit, and then I garnished it with a little piece of mango, a lemon peel, and a strawberry. Very good. The other one I made up, I made homemade lilac simple syrup from my lilac bushes at home, hence it's spring. That one is 1 ounce lilac simple syrup, 1 ounce lemon juice, 3/4 ounce Amaro Nonino, 2 ounces gin. I use Whistling Hare Distillery, which is from Colorado. We'll post a picture of it or something. And then, shook that in a glass, poured it in, took the lemon peel, expressed it, rubbed it, twisted it, and dropped it in. I got it. John is so proud. All right, those are the drinks for tonight for the first part of our session.
And then me and Curtis are drinking some Nika coffee still, Japanese whiskey on a large stone.
Yes, we are.
That was probably one of the best pours of the night.
Excellent. So,
There you go.
Matt was upset he didn't get one.
Yeah, take John's.
I'm
not
drinking
mine.
John's.
There you go.
after awakening at Harbor House, our stalwart adventurers began to assess their plans for their future. After gathering at Edwards for breakfast, the group was approached by a unique sight, a tiefling. Captain Atticus McKenzie introduced Prosperin Richter's daughter to our band of disparate wanderers who offered them a prosperous job. It is still mid-morning of that same day. 5 of you are in the Badge in the Bottle, having just finished your conversation with Prosperin. Also coming to realize that SOA is not there.
How many of us realize that SOA is not there?
I believe
'Cause I feel like it was really just...
I think it was
L.
2. It was 2 of you. I remember it was L.
That wasn't too rough.
Was it the
Yeah,
two of you?
it was the two of
that would
you.
make sense.
Because I think I rolled really high on that
Mhm.
insight for once. Is what happened.
Right.
What do you guys like to do?
We're missing a member if we're this group.
Who are we missing?
The one he's not allowed to talk to.
Oh, yeah. I just figured she was hiding in the shadows somewhere. Has anybody seen her?
Does she have sleeping habits like him, though?
She's
Should
about
we
the same
consider this
age.
point?
They tend to sleep pretty late at that age. I was that age once. That's how I know this. I say directly to Sark, assuming that he has no understanding of what it means to be an adolescent.
Sark just starts patting himself and is like, don't have a notebook. I need to start carrying a notebook.
Well, maybe we should find her. She's fairly handy,
Oh,
and I'm pretty sure she likes money almost as much as most of us.
Maybe more.
Maybe more?
Maybe more.
Well, more than you.
yeah, you said most of us.
That's fair. That would suggest 4 out of the 6.
yeah.
That's how percentages work.
If you keep bantering, I'm just gonna
Anybody have
jog
any
up
idea
to
where to
the.
look?
When I see
We
Sark
got kicked
start
out of Harbor
walking,
House already.
when I see
We got kicked out of Harbor House already, so anybody know where to look?
Did we? I've
Last
been
night-
kicked out of Harbor House. What happened was not getting kicked out.
But you do not have rooms in Harbor House.
Correct. Our stay ended at Harbor House.
it's very different.
Yeah,
very
very
set of
different than
circumstances.
getting
Yeah.
kicked out.
That's valid.
That's a fair
valid.
distinction.
Yeah.
I think our last time we saw her was at Harbor House, so at least we should start there and figure out if anyone paid attention to her leaving, since none of us did.
It's not a terrible idea.
I mean, that's how investigations go, right? You go back to the last point that you know about.
You two are the investigators.
Okay, that's how investigations work.
I trust you.
Lead on.
Okay. I'll pivot and start moving towards Harbor House.
I'll lock and step with Sark.
I mosey.
I see myself moseying along with
Yeah.
with.
It's like, you know when like you get to the dog park and you let your dog off the leash? That's the pace I'm walking at, is the guy who just let his dog off the leash, watching Sark and Patrice run up the hill towards Harbor House.
I'm not running, because
As-
we couldn't keep up.
As
I know.
as you pull up to Harbor House, what is it that you're gonna do?
I'm just gonna ask the individual that's been at the front desk,
Okay.
like,
How well known are you at Harbor House?
Probably not
Not very well.
particularly well known.
Okay.
Like, outside of the fact that I'm, like, a bard about town, right? So unless you've seen me play, like, you wouldn't know who I am.
And that is where you normally play?
I don't really don't play at Harbor House. I don't
No,
really
not
play
at Harbor House.
Yeah.
Your place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or, like, any place that'll pay me to play. But,
No, but that's probably your most frequent.
yeah, that's, like, I'm
You're
maybe
like the house band.
approaching,
Yeah.
like, a house band status
Yeah,
there.
okay.
Because they knew my dad.
Right. Oh, nepotism.
He has no clue.
What?
He did see her leave this morning sometime, but he can't remember the time. He can't remember the direction. He can't remember if it was while he was walking in. He can't remember if they had sat down. They can't remember. I rolled a 2.
Sometimes it be like that.
What bars are there other than Badge and Bottle?
There is Mr. Nancy.
Ooh.
There is what is the one? There's the the fancy one that you guys went to.
There's Badge and Bottle.
Badge and Bottle. Yep.
Driftwood.
Driftwood.
That's right.
Yep.
Love that name.
Because Sark walked in with the Driftwood.
Right.
You know.
None of this place is built out of driftwood.
And then it's just hanging there. He's like,
Cart and crate. And the last one is Fiery Thief. So, Mr. Nancy, Badge and Bottle, Driftwood, Cart and Crate, and Fiery Thief, which is not a whole heap of places, but considering that they're all within the same drag,
Right.
because all of the taverns, inns, and everything within Haven are located on that corner. Almost everything else is.
5 total? Or 6?
There's also the Broken Boxer.
That's right. Thank you. Broken Boxer. I forgot about Broken Boxer.
Yeah.
So 7.
7? How much would it cost to get a shot of whiskey in each of them?
Broken Boxer would be the cheapest.
Yeah.
But I think he's looking just to. For
I'm going to go
overall.
from one to the other and take a shot of whiskey in each one and ask the bartender if they
Did our
see
search
somebody.
for turn into a bar crawl?
Yes.
Excellent.
That took less than 10 minutes. I'm proud of us.
Yeah.
funny part is, Sark was going to be like, well, we know she wasn't at Badge and Bottle, so we can eliminate that. Now we're going...
So, but there's also places like Edwards for breakfast.
Right.
You know.
It's
So
not breakfast time anymore, right?
it's mid morning.
Mid morning. So it's like 10:30, 11.
Brunch times.
Yeah.
Did you go with us to Edwards for that breakfast brunch the other day? No? Okay.
Not based on my notes. The last thing I did was rest.
No, I mean before that. Did you ever go to Edwards with us?
Oh
before
yeah,
that?
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
We had all gone before.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. Well, not all of us. Several of us did.
You had picked up food from there, but you
Yes.
would know about.
Right.
Yeah. And I had, like, breakfast and stuff there the morning that we went down into the hole.
So if you were to go to all of them,
Yeah.
and probably combine probably around a gold piece
Total. Should I roll a percentile to see how many bars it takes me to find her?
How are you going to do this?
I'm going to walk in the door.
Just in order.
And I'm gonna walk
So,
into the bar,
the
order a
the
shot
order
of
is-
Belle, and ask if they've seen her.
The order is coming this way, back
Yeah.
from Harbor House. It goes from more squalid, which is weird because it's like right next
Like
to
close to-
Edwards,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Which is a really nice space. But the
Closer
Broken
you
Boxer
get to the boats, right?
is
First
the
one's the Broken
is the
Boxer.
Broken Boxer, which is the cheapest of them all. And then, yeah, because the closest to the boats is more touristy area.
right.
And then you're going to have Cart and Crate,
Okay.
Fiery Thief.
Okay.
It would be Badge of Bottle, then Mr. Nancy, and then Driftwood. I think is the right order. That would be
Okay.
Can I roll a d6 to see which one I'm at?
Sure.
Nice.
I was just going to let you pick it.
No. This is how I want to pick it.
Okay. Those kind of
That's a 4. You can decide where you're starting that, where you're ending that. But I rolled
Sounds
a 4.
like we're the fourth one.
Yeah, I think so.
But like, is it the fourth one going this way?
Wait,
Or the
that's
fourth
the
one going
badge in the
that way?
bottle. Is it not?
I think so.
the thing is you guys just came there, so unless you're going back there again for no reason,
I am meticulous.
So that means we had to go to all of them.
Yeah.
And we're like, where did he go? And he sashayed into the badge and bottle while we weren't there.
It's possible.
Is that where? Is
That,
what
that
happened?
works. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, for all we know, she was looking for us.
Yeah.
Walked in after we left.
This is why when you get lost in the woods, you stay put.
Play
Unless there's a
solitaire.
bear.
so
Then
it's
you don't
6
stay
total,
put.
not 7, so 6.
6 total. Okay.
Okay.
Doesn't never like we're missing one.
Well, there is one more. There's the fancy restaurant that you guys
Right,
went
the
to
fancy
that
restaurant,
I can't
yeah.
remember the name, but it's not really
Is
a
a
bar.
bistro a bar?
That's why I said it's not really a bar.
Yeah, it's not.
So you actually find her in your third trip, because I went backwards.
Okay.
You find her at the Fiery Thief.
Okay.
What are you doing at the Fiery Thief?
I'm-
This is not a place that's open for breakfast, so it's probably just cracking its doors open.
Yeah.
I've been looking for them all morning and I'm frustrated, so I'm having a drink.
What is SOA drinking
I mean, this
at this time of day?
this early. She's probably having like
Lafroig,
a Bloody Mary type
Fair, yeah.
type drink, right?
but with mezcal though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. A mezcal Mary.
sounds freaking delicious.
It does sound really
It
good.
is really good.
So they would call that the Sequin.
Nice. Nice. Fuck yes. Oh, and if they make mezcal around here, it's probably like just a little bit briny from the salt. Oh, that sounds so good. I'm getting real excited about this fantasy mezcal right
Tomato
now.
juice.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Can't do tomato juice.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious considering how much I
What
love
about
tomatoes.
tomatillo?
Or
They
you
have
like
green-
tomatillos?
They have
I'd have The thing is it's not that I don't love tomato.
Sure. It's
don't like tomato
tomato
juice.
juice. No, I get that.
So
but what about like a verde michelada made with tomatillo?
I don't like.
What are
tomatoes.
you ordering at all the bars
But
that
it
we're
doesn't have
hitting?
to
I'm asking them for whatever their well whiskey is. Their house whiskey. I want their house whiskey.
It's
How
everyone's
many bars
house whiskey.
does it take before I realize it's all the same brand?
That's what I was about to say. How similar is Skull's palate to your palate?
I'm gonna say identical. Yeah.
Then yeah,
The second one, I'm
the
like,
second
yeah,
one.
this is the same fucking whiskey. Okay, so after the second bar, I start ordering what's like your favorite whiskey? You know, that kind of a thing.
But you also roll an insight check for me real quick, Scald.
That's a nat 19
So you know
for a dirty 20.
there's really no name to this
Sure.
whiskey.
Yeah.
But it is a locally distilled whiskey.
Do I know who makes it?
Gotcha.
You probably would, but roll an insight check just to see if you would.
If you remember knowing them.
I got a 21.
Yeah. I don't know what the name is, but I'll come up with it. That was a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
Yeah.
I
was
figured it would be
gonna
like
order-
somebody stills whiskey on this island and everybody buys it and sticks it in
there's
their
a
speech,
couple
you know,
of dark
like-
dark liquors here
Yeah.
that are distilled here locally. There's
Is it Oaken Cooperton?
I don't know.
A wayward dwarf? Oaken Cooperton?
No.
He used to be a cooper.
There
And
there's
he's like, I might as well just put whiskey in this thing.
dwarves aren't very common around here. Like you're not gonna find
Alright,
a dwarf around
dwarves.
here.
Alright.
I mean, there might be one, but like they're very rare.
So I walk in. I feel like I'm at the front of this flying spear of individuals looking for SOA as I get progressively more tipsy throughout the morning. I estimate it takes us about an hour to get through 4 shots of whiskey. So when I get in,
You would get it would actually this is the third one you found.
the third one.
So
okay.
this would be so you went
this
to
would be
you
number
went to-
4. This would be number.
this
3.
would be number
Do
3.
you have
number
a drink
three.
with breakfast?
Okay. Yeah.
4.
So this would be my 4th drink, but in 2 hours.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Major
difference.
sober,
major
right?
difference. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So when I walk in, I walk up to the bar, I order the drink, and then I ask if they've seen a small elf. Right?
Yeah, sea elf. Yeah.
Is she at the bar?
Probably. If there's
Sitting
nobody
at the
else,
bar?
if there's nobody else in there at that point,
And she's
I'll
purple
mage
with pink
hand
hair.
like shove Scald in the back.
Yeah, like I definitely don't
As he's
see her.
asking
I
this
walk
question.
up and I order my drink and then I ask if they've seen her.
Yep.
Sark's outside looking in the windows of every other shop but the bars at this point.
It's like, is this all they do here?
Ella's ordering a drink right behind you every single bar we're in.
Yeah.
Does anything? Patrice specifically doesn't enter the broken boxer,
Okay.
but he will enter all the rest of them.
All right. So you shove me with mage hand.
Yeah.
I like look over my shoulder. Are you hiding?
No, where the fuck have you all been?
We went and got a job. We've been looking for you.
You already got a job and you've been looking for me?
Yeah, both.
How did you get a job this fast?
The job found us.
Hey, don't just give shit like that away. Let her think we're professionals.
You're right. I don't know why I'm talking to Scald about this. Thanks, Sid. What's the job?
Go get a staff. Comes with a ship. A lot of platinum.
Oh, we get a ship.
Yeah,
And
we
a
get a
crew.
ship and a crew and money.
So
All we gotta do is find a stick.
and it's not just up to you and me to operate the ship?
No.
That's a fucking
No, we won't. It won't be up to you and me to operate the ship.
We
That's
were
a
referred
relief.
to as a land party or a shore party.
Yeah. An away team, if you will.
Yeah, and a grade A away team.
I checked to see if any of my friends are wearing a red shirt.
Right.
Is anybody wearing a red shirt?
I am not.
No,
Love how long that took. Curtis.
No,
That was great. That was great.
sorry, I should have been right there too. Sorry, I watched all the DS9s. I didn't watch the original series.
Nah.
Gold shirts then.
Gold shirt.
Yeah, gold shirts.
And the blue ones too. Blue ones weren't always special neither.
No, they die.
I know. The blue ones died a lot too.
In DS9, they did.
Yeah, the low-level
DS9
science
did.
officers,
Yeah.
like,
They were trying
That's
to
a
break
nameless
the
actor.
trope. They were trying to break the trope.
Right.
It didn't work.
But yeah, no. So
There's a staff that we're supposed to find for Richter's daughter about 5 days away.
Does that name mean anything to me?
Matt, it does, I know, but
yeah,
for
obviously.
you, Roll history.
That is, I believe. What is it? 15.
It's familiar, but you're not. So you know that someone with that last name, Richterstock, has purchased a ship in the last couple of years, and has been exploring mostly the islands of the Belt, but occasionally heading up north to Wudan. But other than that, not much. That's all it means to you.
Does that... That's sort of a familiar name? Is this somebody important who hired us?
Most likely.
She's the daughter of somebody with the first name Lord.
Yeah, but like...
And we're getting
Everybody,
paid.
you can just call yourself Lord. Doesn't fucking mean anything.
If we
You've got a
finish
very
the
good
job,
point there.
we're getting a ship and 500 platinum. So I would say yes.
I mean, I'm in.
The idea that you can just call yourself whatever you want is definitely rolling around in Skelt's head right now. So he's earned all of his names so far. He's like,
You're a pirate. You just make that shit up.
just never dawned on him before this. He worked really hard to earn all of his names.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry I overslept. I had weird dreams last night. Yeah, we have a ship? Okay.
Yeah.
A crude ship.
We also don't have a timeline on that. So we could still see if the harbor master wants to pay us more for that shit that we found earlier.
I think I need to
Or
stick
if she
around
wants to
for-
pay us more.
I think I need to stick around for one more day to get my stuff that I paid for.
Is the ship here?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's down in the harbor.
Yeah, she teleported away. So
The
we have the
ship's
ship.
name is the Charlene.
Shirley.
Shirley.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it would have happened.
Yeah. Just a chorus of people correcting you.
Well,
Still pissed that you weren't here for that
I know, right?
conversation.
I'm sorry.
Well, let's go talk to the harbor master, I guess. If that's what you guys want to do.
I mean, failing that, we can find whoever we got that note from and see if they want to pay us.
Oh, the mercenaries?
I mean, I don't feel any great particular affinity for this current political regime.
I mean, he pays well. It's about all I...
My loyalty to gold lasts as long as the gold.
I get this guy. I'm loyal to Haven as a citizen of Haven. I don't have any loyalty to our current government.
I'm just saying, if he gets replaced with somebody else, they may not pay as well. So there's that.
And that could be a problem. We could always investigate as to who might be replacing Hubert, since, we're the only people who know about that.
When is the next election?
2 years.
There you go.
Patrice, I don't think this is going to be a democratic change of regime based on some of the things that we know.
Well, that's not fair to Hubert.
That's why it just cracks up like that, right? Like that's.
Random.
I heard-
What is the exterior to the Foxy Thief?
The Fiery Thief?
Fire Thief. Foxy Thief. That's the new one.
The Foxy Thief.
Doesn't sound like a bad time.
That's Dumbledore's down.
That's the strip club next door.
They're actually not open. They don't open until
Their
noon.
specialty
This
is
is
this
nice buffet.
burly orc dude who just gets down.
He wears a foxtail.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not quite sure how it stays in.
It's minor illusion. It's a local tip.
I am sure when you use the word in instead of on.
There needs to be an explicit content warning. This one is much of the this part of Haven is basically like row houses.
Okay.
So the most of the taverns also have an inn above it, so there'd be like two or three levels where there's also rooms, but it's all pretty much raw. The occasional alleyway in between them.
Are the streets gravel?
No, these are paved
Paved?
with
Like cobblestones.
cobblestone. Yes,
Just the main street, or kind
just the two main streets.
Okay.
Another question: does anybody know if there's like workshops that you can rent around here?
What kind of workshop?
Would I know that?
I need an answer to Scald's question first, actually.
A tinkering
Uh,
shop?
Something where I can do some woodworking or metalworking, maybe.
There's a blacksmithy down the road.
Make a insight check on that one. I think. Yeah, both you two.
No.
Okay.
Natural one for a total of
15.
I think 2.
You don't know where they are, but there's two of them that you've heard about, and they actually remind you. The reason that it comes to mind is because you remember that they're both gnome run. And it's just, your gnome friend asks them.
Okay.
It's one of the few tropes that I don't get rid of. I actually like gnomes that do shit like that. I think it's cool. They're
Sarge's
just
gotten bored at this point and is trying to climb the exterior.
the owner comes out and starts hollering at you.
Well, I know of there's two gnomes actually that run some shops. I don't remember the names, but they're around. If we do a little like talking to people, maybe if we go ask the blacksmith would know because it's probably not far from there. I would assume. So.
Hey, barkeep.
Yeah.
Gnome run workshops in the you keep pointing us in the right direction.
Just a moment. Yes, you can.
Just if you're at a bar in D&D, there's no reason to go ask somebody else what you need to know.
Curtis
Just
and
ask the
Patrice are
bartender.
upset
Right,
that
yeah.
we don't get to see the attractive, powerful blacksmith lady again.
You can go with Scald. He's got stuff to pick up.
I think tomorrow. I think after
But
the
it's
festival.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
So the first one that he tells you about is called Adelmere Woodworking. And the second one will be called the Eternal Flame.
Does it have an eternal flame there?
You don't know. You've never been.
I think we should go to the eternal flame.
I think I'm probably gonna need to go to both, but I need woodworking first.
Okay. You probably don't need us to go with you, though. Right? Like you're.
I mean, it's probably gonna be boring as fuck if they let me use it. So
Oh, so a standard day. Because I'm now in because the owner was yelling at me to stop climbing the
So,
building.
while you're woodworking and metalworking and you're waiting, and what are you doing today? Do you have any plans for today?
I was just trying to find all of you.
Oh,
That-
great.
that
Well,
was-
that's done. So, I have this awesome bone flute that looks like an ocarina. And you're the bardiest bard I know. Because you're also the onlyest bard I know.
This is all true, Patrice.
And I think it's made from the Harbor House. I think it's the same material. And I would just... you don't have to do it right now, but, like, he kind of, like, is fingering the holes. Not what I meant. And is...
Not fun, is it?
Sorry. And
was
he's
fun.
just kind of rubbing it a little bit. He seems really enamored with it. And he's just like, I think it would be really, it would be a huge favor to me if you would play it. I'm very curious to see how it sounds.
Has anybody looked at that yet? Because didn't that come out of the...
Collection.
Yeah. I still have it.
I'll
Well,
May
are you
I?
going to play now?
I could.
Okay.
Has anybody tried to figure out what the fuck it is yet?
What do you mean? Like,
Give me.
I will cast. Do I have it?
And then
The
after
dice
you hand
roll
it to him,
has Patrice handing it to Elle.
after you hand it to him, Elle's gonna cast Identify on it. She's gonna be pulling up his goggles, flipping through different lenses in them. Occasionally pulls out a piece of almost slate that has stuff written on it.
you are a curious fellow. Where do you keep all these? Oh yeah, in that cool bag. All right.
I mean,
That
the
makes
goggles
sense.
have been around my neck the whole time.
Well, you also pulled out some other stuff. Like there was a lot of things.
Yeah. I like pockets. They're helpful.
Pockets are good.
So it is and isn't what it appears to be. It is an ocarina made out of bone. So if I'm reading this spell right, you basically get everything.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Or at least to the extent of your knowledge. There's going to be some things that you
Yeah.
just don't know. The bone itself is not something that you're familiar with. You can't... in your mind, there's a word that comes to kind of pops up. It's Caxver, Caxver. You get the sense that this is a species of some kind. You're not exactly sure what it is. And it is imbued with magic, but it doesn't have a school. It is... Roll just this. I want to see if this is something you would know. And like an Arcana check, real quick. It's kind of
roll high.
kind of a low DC, but
So does that have anything to do?
yeah, I think you would get advantage with this because it's the history of an item, right?
Yeah.
Of magical, yeah.
Cool. That's significantly better. With Arcana, that is a 19.
So you know this because your boss funds a park in Tinkermere that is tied with this. It is part of the Druidic magic line. So there's the three types of magic: the arcane, the divine, and the druidic. And there are certain species, certain animals, and certain humanoids that have an innate druidic magic touch to them, and it appears that maybe this is one of them.
Does the name word something Caxver mean anything to anybody?
You guys can all roll history checks if you would like.
Suppose I
gonna
should
be
probably roll that
7.
too.
No.
14.
No.
Yes, I got a 1. Oh wait, nope, that's a 7. Still doesn't help.
It's a 12.
16.
No. No.
That was a pretty high DC, y'all.
It sounded like a pretty high DC from the.
It sounded like a
Like
hey,
an
roll for fun.
ancient thing that you've
DC.
never heard of. That it's that.
I was
it's
definitely
that
hoping
thing
for a
over
better
there.
20 for something to tie into my background. That's about all I was rolling
There,
for.
there's just times that like it's more fun to make you guys roll than it is just say no.
Yeah.
So.
One.
And we're gonna
You
stop.
say
and
no
we're gonna-
6 times.
We're gonna stop asking so it stays fun.
Oh no, we're still gonna ask.
Just a
I'm not gonna
mechanics
ask if it's
question,
something we
because
can-
Matt knows how identify works. Does this item require attunement? Because you get that as part
It
of
does
identify.
not. It does not.
Does it have any other besides being awesome?
No other magical abilities. No spells affecting it. I think that's everything.
That's got druidic magic on it. Something to do with Caxfer, whatever that is, possibly.
Yeah, I have no idea what that means.
But
That was the sound of a soda, y'all.
But your goggles can't tell us what it sounds like.
no, but if you're gonna play something that has magic on it, you should probably check to see if it's cursed first.
That's
I'm
a
gonna hand it over
good
this
idea.
way.
That's a good idea. You were just gonna play that. Why would you do that?
I didn't know yet. Elle had those cute goggles. I didn't think there was any reason to not
They've
play
been
it.
around his neck.
Immediately goes solid red.
At this point, I just like reach over, grab Al. I think we're gonna go check with the boat to see if we can stay there for the night since we got dismissed from Harbor House, and pick Elle up and turn around and walk out the door.
Are you gonna play?
So I'm proficient with the pan flute. Does that work?
It's close enough.
Okay. Yeah, I'll play then.
Give me a performance check, please.
You don't know your performance,
Not off the top
or
of my
you're a
head.
bard.
I'm gonna guess it's
I'm a
7.
talkie bard. 6 actually. We're still level 3.
Yeah, you're a little mad.
19.
So as the two of you, you're carried away, Elle, and you're walking away, son. You hear.
How do you carry him? When you carry him, because you've carried him twice now.
He has a handle on his back.
I was gonna say, I think he has a
He's
drag
got a handle.
Yeah, he's got a drag handle.
It's like any good body armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. When I need to take a blade, he's like, you carry me enough that I put the handle here for you to carry me.
Yeah, he's a lot faster than I am.
I don't disagree with any of this. I'm
We
just
run away from things a lot.
okay. There's goggles. There's a handle.
And pockets.
And lots of
pockets.
everything. Every square inch of you has pockets.
Not yet.
Perfection.
I did have a sound at one point in the head, but I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have a
Right.
recording of it. Nor do I've been searching to try and find the right sound. It is haunting as it plays out. It is, there's just certain instruments that have a sound that chill you to the bone. This is one of them.
How do I react like any differently than other
No.
people?
No. Nope. Actually, you know what? I need you. So Patrice and SOA to make insight checks for me, please.
12.
No.
Well, that's worse than a 12, so.
So no. Yeah, no.
What kind of music did you play?
Just probably not like quite like a sea shanty, but like the kind of thing you would hear on a like somebody playing on a ship. Like maybe a little bit more like ballad-esque. But like just like the opening few refrains.
There's a few songs that are common among the seafarers that are like lost loves,
Right.
missing home kind of stuff. So probably something like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was lovely. Thank you. Can I have it back, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for letting me play with it.
Forgot to- Sorry. Turn off my notifications. As the ocarina is passed between the two of you back, there's a little spark that shocks both of you.
The fuck, Patrice?
That I'm a little excited that might be a little bit of my shocking grasp. Sorry.
Okay.
It's just, I don't know. It's just, thank you. I apologize.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. With that,
What are you doing today?
With that,
Sorry.
with that, we're going to take our first break of the evening.
Yeah.
And we'll be back in just a few. Welcome back to Campaigns and Concoctions family. Drinks, what do we have right now?
We are currently having a Corpse Reviver number blue. So typically we would do an absinthe rinse, but I forgot the absinthe. Otherwise, it is an equal parts drink. We all know how much I love equal parts drinks. So it's 3/4 ounce blue curacao, 3/4 ounce Lillet Blanc, 3/4 ounce lemon juice, and I did 3/4 ounce of gunpowder gin. And then garnished with a lemon twist, and it's a real pretty bright blue color, very refreshing, very tasty. It's a good drink. And then Curtis made
I made a Tia Mia, which is a riff on the Mai Tai, and it involves 1 ounce of mezcal, 1 ounce of Jamaican rum, half an ounce of dry curacao. I used blue curacao this time to be festive and pretty. And we did 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice and a half an ounce of orgeat. Orgeat is a almond syrup.
so good.
And we garnished it with a little bit of slappy pants of the mint and threw it in there. And I will admit, I think I forgot the rum when I made it the first
You
time.
definitely forgot.
So I'm gonna add some now
Yeah.
at the table and kind of
Stir it up
stir it
with a
up
straw,
and call
yeah.
it done. But
and
yeah,
then send it to me so I can take a
that,
picture.
Yeah.
That mezcal is super strong.
Yeah.
All right, so we finished up at we were at the Fiery Thief still, finishing up our conversation with the bartender, with everybody about where we're gonna go. Did we make a decision on which of these workshops that you're looking to go to first?
I was gonna try to go to the Aldmire Woods.
Adelmere?
Adelmere.
To the wood, to woodworking. Okay. Yeah. So.
Well, that's assuming Sark puts me down.
As soon as we get outside, I put him down.
Okay. So are you guys, so El and Sark, are you two splitting off from the group?
No. Well, from the rest of the group, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. All right, cool.
Not from each other.
Did you happen to get directions while you're in there?
Oh, he got blue.
Okay.
There's somewhere we're going to stop first.
Okay.
And then ask directions there.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So where are you going then?
Nine Brothers.
Okay.
Going to the office.
As it is midday. Get my notes. Edward. Man, how many Edwards did I do? Edward is the receptionist, and Lucille is because
It's the main desk for
Yeah.
us.
Edward is there as usual. There is no one else in the office, but as soon as he sees you, he clicks the button, and you make the snap, or that you hear the click as the wall opens up. But this time, because it is the middle of the day, as soon as you cross that threshold, you hear the wall begin to close immediately after. Mm-hmm. And Lucille is at her desk, much like the last time you saw her, working on accounts and actually doing the actual business of running a Nine Brothers operation. She looks up. Seems like you were successful. At least that's what my ears tell me.
Yeah.
So,
Right?
Very tasty.
what can we do for you now? What do you need?
Wanted to see if there was any word on about the facility, if us needing to stay here longer. Last I heard was to stick around.
Oh, that's right. You had asked something of the boss, if I remember right. This is Morgan asking. 'Cause
We just gave him all the information that we had about what was happening.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So
We used the sending stone for the ectoplanar facility
Okay. Yeah, no, so he actually probably wouldn't have gotten back to you yet. That's right, I forgot about that. That's why I need y'all to take such good notes. Thank you. She does say that if you need a place to stay, that unfortunately it is one of the small. It's not as well appointed as some of the other facilities across the globe. She's also a new master of the house, so like, she's still trying to get everything fitted in. She's got a couple of cots for the two of you. That'd be about it. If you needed to stay someplace.
I think we have accommodations on a ship. We have use of a ship. But that's part of why I was asking, is we have something that is about 5 days trip one way.
Okay.
We have no timetable on it, but there are other people involved that may want to go sooner than later.
All right. So, are you needing information from us?
Any that you would have would be useful. I'm trying to remember stuff.
I don't remember the name of the island that we're supposed to travel to.
HoloLens.
The HoloLens is part of it.
Yeah.
You're also only like an hour away from talking to her,
Yeah.
so I'll give that to you. It is Rugen.
Rugen.
Oh, I had that.
That must be on the page before. Oh, Rugen. Rugen. Yeah, there it is.
God, she's got a high modifier on that.
And anything about the staff of necromancy?
That I'm gonna have to send home about. That's a little bit esoteric for me. I'm not an expert in the arcane, but she opens a drawer in her desk and she's kind of following through. This is they're close enough. They're our next door neighbor. We keep it pretty. And she pulls out a file about this thick. It's about, what is that, a quarter of an inch thick, and slaps it down. And she opens it up. And she tells you that the island of Rugen is an island that is located 5 days to the east. It is probably about 50 miles across, including the inlet. 40 miles. 40 miles across. It is a company town. The town that's there. Wolfsbach. It is owned and operated by the Soot Hill Company. It is a consortium that has been incorporated in Gansworth.
What was the name of the company again?
The Soot Hill Company. Soothill. They are a mining company, especially adamantium and residuum.
Interesting.
So
Yeah, it is.
high end metal and magical powder.
Good to know.
There's only a couple of buildings that are not directly owned by the company. And she does tell you one that you would be, if you're going there into Wolfsbach, it's the only town there on the island, is Proviant. It's a it's kind of a it's like a Goliath word meaning provisions. And it is owned and operated by Friedrich Heeker. She says he's the bartender. He is always good, up to date on the gossip of the island. Heeker, Heccher.
You know, Morgan, I gotta tell you, I have kept the most notes so far in any campaign, in your campaign, and I don't write down anything that I'm not there for.
It happens.
It's fucking awesome. It's awesome.
So she does say that she has a relationship with Friedrich. For the right amount of coin, he will provide any information that he has. But it is definitely a pay to play. He's not opposed, he has no moral compunction about selling out talk about unions or any of that shit to the company. Like, he is just the worst example of what you can have in a company town, right? But she is definitely not opposed to using him to get the information. So Lucille's, I mean, she there's a little bit of a fiery spit as she describes him to you. She's not a fan, right? But in your business, your line of work,
Yeah.
the unsavory types are generally the ones that feed you the most. So,
Is there any? I'm assuming there's nothing we know of, nothing going on from us that we need to be aware of.
not there.
In Hogan.
Any work that we have done there, she says to you, has been a direct contract. It's usually been... We've turned down more work than we've taken. Because the Soot Hill Company has made a few inquiries. And the boss ain't with that. I've made a few inquiries about lost children, about things like that, and then she pulls out a really shittily drawn map because Morgan draws a really shitty map. So north is up here. Mm-hmm. I will post a picture in the Discord family. This is Wolfspot here, and this is all it's kind of like a protective harbor. There's like a tidal bar here. Mm-hmm. There's only one way to come in. The Hollow Lands are everything on the western side of the island. She says that occasionally people will go over there, but things get weird. Fun. She says no one really gives it like good descriptions about what that weird is. But it's weird. She says that I always forget that you guys keep coming here, and she knows a lot of stuff about this. But there's possibly an old pirate harbor here in this western outlet there.
Good to know.
She does say it's a dangerous landing because the predominant winds are blowing. Planes fly from, winds blow to, so they're westerly winds. So they're coming from the west. They're going to be battering you as you try and land if that harbor is still safe. That's a better map than mine is, dudes.
Well,
Shh. I know.
He does have it.
that's his thing.
It's still not frustrating.
Yeah. My friend's daughter has better handwriting than me, and she's 6. And that's not even a boast or brag or nothing. It's just like, well, wow, impressive.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
done.
why I have no problem leaving my notes out because y'all
I can't read that. Yeah. The combination of hieroglyphics and Sanskrit that you've got on that page, that somehow is English.
There's also, do we have anything in particular about Richter's daughter?
Which one?
Prosperin.
Give me a couple hours.
She's the employer.
Okay. Give me about 30 minutes.
That's fine. We have a couple of stops. We'll swing back by.
Okay. Yeah,
Also-
I'll be talking to the boss.
Do you know where Adelmeyer woodworking is here?
She gives you directions.
Perfect.
We'll head the workshop out first, and then we'll come back through, and then go check on the boat.
Okay. What are the 4 of you all doing?
I want to go check out the boat.
Okay.
I also want to go check out the boat.
We'll all go check.
We'll go check out the boat.
Make it easy.
Cool. So, as you come to the docks, this is definitely a ship that has not been there before, or was there before when you guys were there.
Yeah.
Even the two of you who had been there this morning did not see this ship. It seems that it came into dock after you had left that seating area, watching the Triton sun themselves on the ruins.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're gonna show us a picture.
I'm not gonna show a picture. I just it's easier to describe it when I can see it. See something close. If I had it. Apparently I didn't.
We'll have a picture eventually.
You know. So it is a two-masted brig.
Okay.
General commercial vessel, 4 guns on either side. Here it is. That's what I was looking for. No, sorry. It's the size of a traditional brig, but it's 3-masted.
Gotcha.
But everything's a little bit shrunken.
Mm-hmm.
So for the 2 sailors here, it's a little odd.
Stubby.
It's a little stubby.
Yeah.
It
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
It's an 8 gun, so there's eight cannons on each side, which is fairly heavily armed for a merchant ship.
Yeah.
The figurehead is very meticulously carved.
Mm-hmm.
It is a stunningly beautiful young drow woman in a dress, and it's nearly photorealistic, this wood carving, painted accurately. The ship itself has been painted.
What pose is she in?
All you're getting is from here up.
Okay.
It's just a bust.
It's just a bust.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no direct pose, but it's like there was a lot of effort put into
Yeah,
this
yeah.
figurehead.
A labor of love.
You
So-
said it was painted.
If I could get the 4 of you to make a quick perception check.
It's not going to be great. I think it's a
7.
No.
12.
Nope.
Not good.
You got like a.
Yeah, it's like awful. I don't.
8.
Where the fuck did I put my stuff?
Who had the
On the
12?
ground.
We're gonna roll that down. We're gonna make it a flexible DC. Well, for you, yeah, because you're fairly common with ship stuff. So
Yeah.
you notice as you're looking, because you're actually the way the ship is docked, you're seeing the right side.
Mm-hmm.
So you see this weird. What at first is that's starboard, right? It's starboard.
Starboard.
Because that's where the rudder is.
Yeah. Yep.
You see on the the neck some sort of marking. You can't really tell what it is.
Okay.
You're not far enough. You're far enough away that you can't see, but it's like you can tell it's not supposed to be there, but it was intentionally placed there.
Gotcha.
The ship itself is painted a very dark green, like the vine of a flower. But the little top line around the railing is a very light, beautiful purple, like this dye right here. This
Gotcha.
the lighter side. You see the crew on deck working. They're loading. There's crates being loaded. There's a couple of people swabbing. You see. You do not see Captain McKenzie,
Okay.
but you see. There it is. You see one tiefling that is a gray, like a slate gray. She really stands out, and she is directing cannonballs being led down, and then there's also another woman who is red, who is directing what seems to be the rest of the crew, and they are shouting out, and they're very distinct in their accents. The one directing the cannonball crew has a similar accent to Captain McKenzie,
Okay.
while the other officer, has a more of a Arabic accent to it. But they all speak common very clearly and distinctly.
Is it loud on the ship? Like, is it bustling or is it
It's
just...
it's not loud,
Uh-huh.
but there is a murmur. It's
Work
a
going on.
work murmur.
Yeah.
The only ones that you can hear clearly and distinctly are the two officers.
Just some heavy breathing from the people.
Not really,
doing work?
because these are obviously professional sailors.
Okay.
You know, this is, while it's heavy work, to them it's not.
It's normal.
It's normal
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
For the two sailors, SOA and Scald, these two women though, and there's more than that. It seems to be an even breakup of men and
Yeah.
women on the. But the two women that have pointed out, you get the clear sense that these are two of the officers on the ship.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up to the gangplank and wait for somebody to notice me.
Yeah. What's everyone's passive perception, please?
14.
Okay.
13.
You might have been the only one that could have possibly seen, because
14.
okay, that was another natural 20.
Yeah.
11.
So all of a sudden, right behind you, I mean like right behind you, oh hey y'all, welcome to the Shirlane, and it's Captain McKenzie has walked right up behind you. He startled you, all four of you. He's like, oh shit, I just got quiet steps. I was not trying to startle y'all. But welcome to the Shirlane. You guys ready for a tour?
Turn around and say, yeah.
Let's see her.
Come on up. He takes you up and he introduces you. So the first one that you come across is the one who was leading the rest of the crew, and he introduces Sharon Amar as his first mate. So when I'm not here, or if she also takes the second watch, but she does speak with my voice, which soon, hopefully, if we succeed, will be your voice. She is quite the able seaman, and I know that when I retire here one day, I would love for her to take over my role. And then he hollers down.
How old is Mackenzie?
He appears to be in his late 40s. Which
has he had a hard life? Does he seem...
It's not...
When he says that, is he like, I'm ready to go?
No, it's not ready to go, but it's like you can clearly tell that he's getting near the end of his career. Now, granted, he's only maybe about 6 or 7 years older than Prosperin was. Prosperin was in her about 40.
Yeah.
Isk, but she was also you can tell he's been a seaman all his life, and so there's the a little bit more leathery skin, and then he hollers down to he goes Delilah, and she the gunner's mate is who he introduces you to. She was the one that was directing the cannonballs. This is Delilah Conway. She's an old friend from home, and she was looking for a little bit of adventure. Well, I shouldn't say that she was a friend. Her mama was a friend. And so Delilah, even though that, she kind of blushes a little bit. Said, no, Delilah, not like that. Well, Delilah, you know. And so she kind of giggles a little bit. Says, hello, and my name's Delilah Conway, and I'm here. I run the gun cruise. Pleasure to have y'all on board. I look forward to working with you. And she goes right back to work.
She was the red?
She was the...
Slate Ray.
She was the Slate Ray. The red was...
Gotcha.
Sharan. And Captain McKenzie. Well, those are two of our officers. So we have 2 more officers, and then we have 2 specialists, and then we have 8 able crewmen here on the Shirlene, which will be the Shirlene as long as you keep it that way until you decide it's necessary to change the name. But the ones that are in port right now is my second mate, Zayam Tariq. He will be in charge of the 3rd watch. And then we have our sail maker, Aliyah Zatrani.
Was this Iran Tariq?
Zaim Tariq.
Zayn.
Aaliyah, repeat the last name again, please.
Zedrani.
Zedrani.
And last but not least is our cook, Zatan Ofkir. Trying to pronounce Arabic names in a southern
Yeah,
accent is
yeah.
fucking hard.
What are you thinking?
One more time.
It's impressive.
It is Zatan Ofkir. The majority of our crew sails out of the cities of Wudang. Because that is, unfortunately, where the majority of the tieflings still live. And most of my kind, the ones down south, we ain't near sea that often.
Why is that unfortunate?
Have you ever heard of the Great Hunt?
Probably not.
What's the total history?
11.
No, you have not. Well, that's a story for another day. Perhaps a shared bottle of rum. What was yours?
14.
You would know because you're from the area.
Okay.
So, the Great Hunt.
Patrice writes down on his hand that he needs to buy a bottle of rum.
It was awesome.
So, the Great Hunt happened
Excuse me.
pretty immediately after the end of the Age of Arcana, after the weave had been healed. Many of the population centers of Seacant, the southern continent, decided to blame tieflings for the breaking of the weave because of their demonic appearance. And there were several cults that sprung up that hunted the tieflings of the south nearly to extinction. And those that survived in trading convoys that still peruse the routes of the Nicodaic expanse to this day. Large trading houses and companies that are one of the few groups that are allowed to cross borders, with few exceptions.
When Patrice makes his comment, I just kind of put my hand on Patrice's shoulder and kind of like gently move him away from the captain just a little tiny bit. And I say, my apologies. He spent pretty much his entire life on this
Oh,
island.
there's no need to apologize. It's not something that a lot of you northern folk know about. It's not something we talk about very much either. I find no shame in it. You know, we survived.
There should be no shame.
We survived.
And may your
So-
people prosper.
You know, we had some help, but that's not something we talk about at all. Now, I know I promise if you do make it home with me, that'll be an answer right quick. But that's a long ways away. That's a long ways away. But there are a few cabins that have been set aside for y'all. The back at the aft of the ship. So where there would be traditionally a captain's quarters, he takes you down. There are 3 rooms that have been set up, and you can tell that two rooms have had stuff hastily moved out. The center one is the largest of them. There is room for a massive desk, as well as a large 4-poster bed that has it looks like almost kind of like fancy, kind of like silken mosquito netting that drapes down, or that can be draped down. There is a globe that sits there, as well as what appears to be a very well-stocked liquor cabinet.
I think Skeld walks in and just throws his bag on the bed.
The next room to the right, or in this case to the port, would be the other one that looks like it's hastily emptied, and it looks like it was probably Captain Mackenzie's quarters. Because it's smaller, but it's definitely a little bit larger than the typical quarters, you know. But there's a couple of bunks in here, set aside with a smaller writing desk, as well as a wardrobe, and then there's a matching room on the other side of the captain's quarters.
Same size.
Same size. but this one is a little bit dustier. Hasn't really been used. These rooms are for y'all to decide as fit. 3. That's right. So, however you feel like making it up, I believe, if nothing else, we only have in these 2 rooms the 5 beds, and I think, did I hear something about? Well, wait a minute. Who are you? Points to SOA.
They forgot me this morning. My apologies.
Oh, that happens. I am Captain Atticus McKenzie, my dear, and you are?
SOA Anasanwe? A pleasure, I'm sure.
Very much so. He knows who you are.
Yeah, he does.
Shit! He doesn't know who you are.
Oh, let's start taking notes because
love
that's
that.
2.
That's
2 tonight,
That's
Morgan,
2.
you bastard.
That's 2.
But I've also had
and
2s and 5s and everything.
Have any ones?
I've heard.
No.
I've
We're
heard
only
you.
keeping critical.
You're quite the able seaman there. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Happy to be here. Happy to help out any way I can.
Well, not necessary. We have a full crew right now, and in this case, y'all are representing Miss Richter's daughter. Miss Prosperin is one that we would never require her to sully herself with the work. So right now, it's not something that y'all would do. If we are successful and you do take ownership, that'll be up to you. But right now, not necessary.
Captain, where are you sleeping?
Oh, I'm bunked up with Sharon right now. We'll get something figured out more permanently. We weren't sure what we were going to do. We'll get something figured out. It's not like we can't get the ship some additions after some coins.
Yeah,
are made.
absolutely. I was going to suggest just that thing.
We'll make it work for the time being. No,
Yeah.
It's not the first time that we've bunked up, so not like
I wink at the captain. And I go put my shit in
not
one of the
not
side
like
rooms.
that. Not that I would be unopposed. She is a striking woman, but I generally try not to dip my wick in between the crew. If you get what I mean. Sorry for being so crass, but sometimes you just gotta be blunt. Nah, mean. So
I appreciate your forthrightness, Captain.
I'm not mean. I'm not mean.
you get the stink eye.
Just ignore him, Captain. Just ignore him.
It's an 18 intimidation check on that one.
He.
You watch the smile still there, but his eyes turn really hard.
I actively cower.
I again interpose myself physically between Patrice and the captain, and just kind of like nod an apology. in his
You
direction.
and me, sir, are gonna. It's gonna take a minute to get together. Maybe that bottle of rum's gonna need to happen sooner rather than later. But I do know that y'all are missing 2, so it's 6 total. Then yes. So I know that we have some hammocks that we can string up here in this room here for you, and you guys are back in the captain's quarters at this point. And then we'll get a permanent solution.
How do you want to affect? Because I acted automaton in front of him.
You're not there.
You're not there. He still counts you as 6. You're
Okay.
part of the party.
Yeah, it's still a body that has to go somewhere.
He also just saw you. He wasn't part there for the long conversation. So
Yeah.
I'm always good in a hammock.
So we'll get that squared away, and we'll start making some plans. As I always planning on us being successful. So ever since Miss Prosper bought us out a few years back, we've been nothing but. So
Did this ship used to be yours?
no,
Okay.
no, she bought this ship from a shipping company in Gansworth.
Really?
Yeah, well, they're one of the biggest shipyards around. Gansworth. They make a ton of merchant ships, and she gathered us throughout the time, and eventually replaced all the old crew with us.
So you haven't been on it since Gansworth?
I've actually never been to Gansworth myself. I've sailed past it. From what
Understood.
from what I understand, it's not a great place to be
I would agree.
if you're not from there.
I think it's just not a great place to be.
I'm sure you would know more than me, sir, but
It's possible.
we've spent most of our time either far east of there, through the mists to the west, or up in Wulian. We're always on the search for items, much like the current quest that we're on now.
Excellent.
Yeah. Apparently, Miss Prosper and her daddy are real good magic users. That I don't go into that, you know.
It's not my thing either.
My trusty, blade here, does just well.
I swish my coat aside, and as I'm swishing my coat aside, the sword appears on my hip. I tap it, and I say, "I hear you, Captain."
And then it
as I
disappears.
let it close, before it's completely closed, it disappears while he's still looking.
I love you, John. Shit, Morgan!
Let them roll them out now so they're not getting hit.
he looks at you, just kind of cocks an eyebrow. Not a magic user, eh? Alright.
I'm not, sir. I'm not.
So, as in most of the cases with Miss Prosper, we're not in any kind of rush. She did say that discretion would be nice, but she would understand that it wouldn't always be the case. Sometimes you need to just bust down the door like a bull in a china shop. And when you all are ready, he pulls out a sending stone. We'll use this here to get a hold of Miss Prosper, and then she can be here because. And then he lifts up the rug that's in the room. Mm-hmm. And there's a teleportation circle that is there.
Whoa,
in the captain's.
That's awesome.
Right? Yeah.
She's had it for over a year. It just takes one. You got to cast teleportation circle once a day for a year for it to be a permanent teleportation circle.
Yep.
I am a big fan of that spell. It's like the dopest spell.
It really is.
This is two things you own with the teleportation circle.
I know. I'm aware.
Yeah, I guess that's on. That's.
Definitely not.
You.
Yeah,
This three.
oh, that's right.
I don't know what it
You
is.
can't. You can't. Well, you can't.
I mean, I might know what it is, but
you can't take the spell.
No.
A warlock can't take that spell.
No.
You can't. It's a 6th level spell. So you can't.
I imagine I've probably seen a teleportation circle before, but
You know what?
maybe.
Maybe not. It's very rare on a selling ship. So go ahead and roll a D100 for me, because I don't know what the fuck to make you roll on that one.
Valid. And I'll take something other than the 3 anyway.
I was gonna say, make him take that 3.
78.
Nope.
All right.
You're low on that one.
So, but the three of you, just because of the nature of your classes, so SOA, Sid, and Patrice, because of the nature of what you are, you don't understand necessarily how it functions, but you know it's some sort of thing that'll bring you back. But it's a
magic.
so the language of magic is not universal. As you guys have recently seen with some of the old spells, it can be regional, and it can be very local, but it works all the same. Mm-hmm. So for you, Scald, the language is very reminiscent of Folkvog.
Okay.
Just to the north of your original home, the Goliaths and all of that, right? So it definitely it reminds you of that.
Like sort of runic.
Very much so.
Yeah.
The other three of you probably haven't seen anything very similar to this.
Gotcha.
Sweet.
All right.
So, but do we have a timetable when we are prepared to depart? I'm not rushing y'all. I just want to know how quickly I need to get my crew ready.
In the next few days.
The next few days? That's not
We don't
an
have a
issue.
solid departure date at this point. But we don't anticipate having a hot exit either.
Well, that's good. Is there anything in particular I should tell Cookie to prepare?
Patrice starts to, and then he remembers the look you gave him, and he shies away.
What is this? What is it, son?
I know it's not easy to find, but food made with honey is one of those things that
we do stock honey very, very much when we can. I also need you to roll insight check.
13.
You also remember him calling you son. Remind you of your dream. when he tells you that sacrifice wasn't as important as you thought it was, and for you to experiment.
Oh, he's thinking about
So
that a lot.
I know.
He's thinking about that a lot.
But there are going to be some limitations. I take it you haven't been afloat much, have you?
I've been around ships a lot, but I have never been out to sea.
How good are you with citrus and leafy greens?
I love both of those things.
All right, that's up because that's really important. We don't want you catching scurvy.
What is?
I'll explain it to you later. I'll
Okay.
explain it to you later.
Okay.
It's not
Lock in
pleasant.
right then.
Okay.
That would have been perfect, right? The three of you and your two other companions, if they're just think about it. Cookie's quite good. We do eat very well here on the Shirley.
And anytime I'm on a new ship, I just want whatever the cook special is. So
Excellent. Well, he is a native of Rudine, so prepare for a little bit of heat.
I would also like the chef's special. Yes.
Would heat be something that I'm familiar with in
chef Scald, we're on a boat
legation?
to cook.
Respect the man.
Not really.
Okay. Different.
There's some spots like if you had made it into like Scythe,
Okay.
the city, the port, or not the port city, the kind of like the independent city there. There's some spicier stuff. If you had pulled any of the like the secret squirrel shit within the Brudal, you might have gotten some of it there from the. There's one of the families there is an Asmar family that specializes in that kind of stuff, but that would be more of a
Okay.
sneaky peeky kind of thing. So
Okay.
it's not as common.
Okay.
If you can stock some rabbit or hare, that'd be quite delightful.
We can make that work.
Appreciate that, Captain.
Not an issue. But if you don't mind, the ship is yours. There is obviously at this point, Miss Prosperin has told me to treat you just like it was her. There's nothing on this ship that's off limit to you.
I do have one other question. Are we moving any goods to or from?
We don't move goods.
Interesting.
We are purely at the discretion of Miss Prosperin's needs.
Do we have the capacity to move goods?
Oh, we definitely do.
Okay.
Which I would assume, unless you're going to be with us in working in the same way that Miss Prosperin did, y'all were going to need some coin. And the best way for us as a crew, I mean, while we are capable, we're predominantly merchant sailors, which is why we ain't joining y'all ashore. You know what I mean?
Understood. I expect I'll hire longshoremen when we're in the ports to load and unload.
Well,
I'm not worried about that.
Most of the ports, they that's their job. That's part of the fee.
Yeah.
You know. So, but if you don't mind, we do got to get ready to go. But the ship is yours. You know where we're berthed now. So if you could let your two compatriots know as well.
Absolutely.
Calm seas, my friends.
One last question
Of
for
course.
you. Oh, don't take this the wrong way. I recognize that you don't recognize me, and that's all right. I don't expect to be recognized, but it is unusual. Do you have boarding hooks?
It is something that we do have. Not many. Is it something that you would like me to stock up on?
I'd like to have enough to lose a full set in a boarding action and have enough for another.
All right, so most of us have spent all of our time as merchant marines. The only different person there is our gun crews, which is Delilah and Azra and Bader. Those three all spend a little bit of time in various navies. So,
Is it okay if I go down and talk to your gunner?
Of course.
Excellent.
It'd probably be better that way. A little bit less.
Absolutely.
You know.
I appreciate your time.
Excellent. Just let me know how many, and I'll get it squared away.
Yeah, absolutely.
And with you had something real quick.
No, I was gonna talk to John as we were moseying down to go talk to Delilah.
Hold on to that. It's time for another break.
Yeah.
Cool. Take a real quick break and we'll be back
Drinks.
really quick. Welcome back to Campaigns and Concoctions. If we could get our drinks out of the way.
Oh, I made a Marlin, which is a Mai Tai variant. It is made with 1 ounce of white rum, 1 ounce of rum agricole. Rum agricole comes from the island of Martinique. It's a little lemongrassy, as if you compare it to other rums. If you have trouble finding it, go find a different liquor store. A half ounce of blue curacao, half ounce of maraschino liqueur. We use Luxardo. Half ounce of orgeat, which is that almond syrup I was talking about. Half ounce of lemon juice and a half ounce of lime juice. And it is super tasty. You garnish
so
it
good.
with a piece of pineapple and a maraschino cherry.
So tasty. And then I made up a drink just now that I'm calling a Whistling Lilac. So that was made with 1.5 ounces of Whistling Hare gin. That's a local gin distillery, the one that we made our first set of drinks with as well. And 3/4 ounce of Jared's lilac simple syrup that he made himself as well. Half an ounce of creme de violette, and half an ounce of lemon juice, and 2 dashes of Peychaud's, shaken, strained into a coupe with a lemon
you gotta put
twist.
that up.
What's that?
You have to put that up.
Yeah, it's got to be up. Yeah. So with a lemon twist, squeeze it, rub it, twist it, drop it in, and it's quite tasty.
It
I
is.
think it's pretty well balanced for
beautiful.
a first round drink.
Yeah, for a first iteration, that is delicious.
Very floral.
Yeah, and pretty.
It's a little bit sweet, but not cloyingly sweet.
That's right there.
Yeah.
Well, all right. You were just left by Mackenzie, or Captain Mackenzie, and you were gonna. Scald was gonna head down to speak to the gunner's mate, Delilah Conway, and wow, Patrice. Holy fuck. Patrice was gonna have something to say to Scald.
Yeah.
I have forgotten what I was going to say to you because I was making drinks, but I think it had to do with like what level of rum I should purchase to share with this captain guy, Mackenzie.
So my experience with rum is that you're gonna want that. Now, based just entirely off of regional stereotypes, all right, I'm going to say that I would get a nice, dark, probably spiced rum, and you're going to want to get a nicely aged añejo rum. For this.
Añejo spiced rum.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Trying new things.
yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
If you're not spending 40, 50 gold on that bottle of rum, you're probably underselling.
That's like super expensive Scotch range there.
Uh-huh.
Just want to make sure that you
Yeah,
know that.
So I'm gonna hear that, and I'm gonna think $40, $50 bottle of rum, and then I'm gonna remember like, did I have enough money to cover that? And then I'm gonna go like, where do you even find something that nice? It's the only place I can think of would be the Driftwood place that might carry something of that echelon. Is that correct?
And in a weird thing, it's because there's no liquor stores. You can buy bottles from
Right.
Yeah.
taverns and inns and something like that.
Yeah,
So
they're
that-
probably the distribution centers as well, right?
So I now have an errand to run to
Okay.
Driftwood.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Do you leave then after this conversation happens?
No,
Okay.
I want to continue. I'm going with the group. We're
So I like whisper to Scald like, are you hazing him?
What would make you think that?
Okay, glad we're on the same page.
So at this point, Delilah. So the doors to the 3 cabins are exclusive to it.
Yeah.
Nothing else, and they're it's not center. It's actually on the edges.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the stairs on the edge by the railing that goes up to the quarterdeck where the wheel is, and then immediately adjacent to both those stairs are a set of doors that lead into this area where the 3 cabins are. So you come out on to the main deck, and Delilah is not there, but neither is what appears to be any of her gun crew, which you were told were Azra and Bader.
Azra and what was the other one?
Bader.
Bader.
I was about to give a baseball reference, but you wouldn't know who
Nope.
Harrison Bader is.
Doesn't mean nothing to me.
Did you go watch a sports ball?
Yeah, it was great.
He nearly broke me.
It was a lot of fun. I think I had the most fun of anyone there.
For all of the baseball fans who listen to this podcast, I had to explain to John what a triple was Friday evening.
After I explained to him how a slider works, like the mechanics of how to throw a slider, and I thought that he understood baseball more than he did, and it just wrecked me.
I've never pretended to know that much about baseball. This is entirely your assumption.
know
I didn't say it was your fault.
To not know what a triple is impressive.
You're welcome.
Like,
You're welcome.
So, like you have had to try.
I do my best.
So
It was Azra and what? Bader.
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 Yeah.
Gun crew.
That's the gun crew. For Scald and SOA, you would know that some of the just the regular able seamen would be trained in the operation of the guns. Especially, I mean, we've got 16 cannons here to operate.
Right, yeah.
Right. So like 3 people are not running
No.
the guns. You know, they may have it set up where they can fire 1 volley each side, and then
Yeah.
they're going to need help.
Yeah.
So, but as you go down,
Actually, on that note, right, since I've crewed ships for the better part of like a decade at this point, I know how to operate the guns.
so we'll put a pin in that now, right now,
Okay.
because that's something I was gonna ask you to offline about sea stuff. So
Totally.
we'll get to that later.
Works for me.
But it's a good question. So you already in my brain, but you can see
That's where I want to be, Morgan.
you don't want to be in my
It's
brain.
scary in there.
It's terrifying. I know, because I'm in it all the time. But so in the aft of the setup, so the second deck is where the guns are, and there's probably about 5 decks here. They're a tight squeeze for anyone. Like if there was a Goliath here, they'd be shrugged over, right? But you're at least comfortable enough to walk upright. And it's weird how much space there is in such a confined space, right? The ship does not look like it should feel this big. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the rear, at the aft of where the guns are set up, are some really nice pyramids of cannons that have been set up, that are set in boxes, and then the powder is at near the front of the ship, the bow. You can definitely tell I am not a sailor. I fucking hate being afloat. I fucking hate it. Yet I'm the one running the pirate campaign. What the fuck? So you have Azra is the woman. She is a blue tiefling. And Bader is the man. He is a black tiefling. They are going through and polishing the guns and just doing general maintenance on them, while it looks like Delilah actually has a small desk that has been set up at the aft of this deck, where she seems to be doing something in a logbook. But this deck itself is pretty much set aside for the guns and the gun crew. You notice that there is up on the bow at the front of the ship, there is what looks to be a room that has been set aside for the 3 of them. You walk down, what do you do?
Is Delilah wearing a plain white tee?
What do you do?
I walk
It
up.
says, "Hey there, Delilah."
As soon as I get in front of Delilah and the gun crew,
I smartly snap my feet together, come to attention, strike my chest with my fist, and I say, ahoy, gunner.
You see a light smirk as she finishes jotting down whatever it is in her logbook. She throws down her pen and she goes, "It was under my impression that y'all were the boss. There's no need for this.
When I meet someone the first time, I extend general courtesies.
It's appreciated.
I expect none in return. I'm on your boat.
Is much appreciated. But what is it that we can do for you?"
I just wanted to see what kind of, shall we say, less than peaceful encounter equipment you generally tend to stock.
Well, if you would like, I could take you on a tour of our armaments.
That would be excellent.
So she runs you through the guns.
Cool.
They are 6-pounders. These what they'd be. They're 3-pounders. Can't remember which one it is. They're sizable
Yeah.
cannons.
4 on each side, you said?
8 on each
eight
side.
on each side.
8 on each side.
And then she takes you up to the quarterdeck and the forecastle, which I think that's how it's pronounced.
Forecastle?
There's
Forecastle.
2 apostrophes in that word.
I know.
I'm kind of pissed at it.
I know. Ha! But each of those.
Frenchman.
So, a little call back to Black Flag for anyone
Yeah,
who's
uh-huh.
enjoyed that game.
Yes.
Those little hand cannons.
Yep.
One
Yep.
on each side of the quarterdeck and the forecastle.
Cool.
Forecastle.
Forecastle. As far as I know from the Aubrey Martin series, Master and Commander, it's forecastle.
Cool. It's good enough for me.
They
Really
don't
dumb
reference-
word.
They don't exist on modern warships.
No.
So my only time on a big ship were on modern warships, and they suck. Except for the food's good.
I believe
Modern warships are the lesser of 2 weevils, though.
I'm gonna hide behind you.
So I say, Gunner Delilah, do you have any boarding hooks?
I was going to show you where our personalized armory is.
I'm going to make you a drink,
Excellent.
Morgan. I'll be right back.
Gimlet.
Okay.
She takes you down. So when she takes you into what you assumed was that room, it's actually 2 rooms. Even though the door's in the center, it juts quickly to the left, and on the left-hand side, there is a very flat room.
Sure.
It's narrow and wide,
Gotcha.
and in there are crossbows, a couple of smaller versions of those cannons. And she says we just don't have the shot for that. You can't find it outside of Wudan, and it's such a sale, and trying to keep them, it's just not worth it. And then there are 3 of the boarding hooks.
Cool.
And then there's just a collection of like small hand axes for the crew to
Yeah,
Cut
boarding
them.
axes and yeah.
you know. It's mostly actually to repel.
Right. Yeah.
So the axes, well, you can tell that the gun crew here takes a lot of pride in maintaining their gear. Everything that is here, while limited, is
It's
very
not,
well
it's not a
maintained.
pile. It's
No.
hung up and
It's in order.
well
It's
maintained,
well maintained.
and oiled, and
Yeah. But you can tell like it's not where the money was spent.
Sure.
So there's like an axe for each member of the crew.
Sure.
Everyone has a cutlass or something like
Sure.
that, but only the officers keep them with them at all times.
Right.
Kind of stuff. Delilah tells you that she hands them out only when they're going into dangerous waters. Like
Sure.
they'll be handed out before we get into Rugen's territory.
Yeah.
Where we make sure everyone's armed.
Can we get a dozen more boarding hooks?
That's generally procurement's up to the captain, but as long as I'm assuming that I would love to have it. I'd love to have 3 sets. Honestly.
Yeah. That's what I would like as well.
So I don't know. This is Morgan. I don't know what 3 sets would be, but that's
Neither
just-
do I. I'll find out.
I'm
though.
operating
I'll look it
on
up.
the
I'll look
statement
it up.
of 2 is 1 and 1 is none, so 3
Yeah.
is best.
Yeah, absolutely.
Depending on how long it is, you're probably looking at 4 boarding hooks.
Yeah.
Front, rear, and 2 in the middle.
That makes
Reach
sense.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have
Yeah.
3/4 of a set.
Right. So I'll say let's make it an even 12.
Yeah.
Just be on the safe side.
And if you would be so kind to put in the requisition, and you can put that it's at my request.
Have you talked to the captain about
We
this
did.
already?
He
All
sent
right,
us
then that's
down here
fine.
to talk
I just
to
want to
you.
make sure
Yeah.
that there's no miscommunication.
Totally understood. Totally
We're good.
understood.
I will make sure, and if anything, I'm pretty sure if you've talked to the captain, he's already approved it. I'll just go get him.
Yeah, he said to get whatever it is that we need.
Then I'll go.
So,
I'll go get him. And
excellent.
we'll put him on the ship's account.
Appreciate that. And how much shot do we have? I saw you guys loading some cannonballs. Do we have grape shot? Do we have chain shot?
Yes.
And how many volleys worth do we have?
We have 2 volleys of chain shot. 4 volleys of traditional cannon for each gun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, what was the other? Grape shot. We have 1 volley.
Okay. I don't tend to like grape shot too much anyways, but occasionally there's weird things flying around, you know.
And that's why we keep it.
Yeah.
If you have been some of the places we've been with Miss Prosper,
I can only imagine. I can only imagine.
the things you see, she kind of gets that 1,000 yards.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Do we have enough room for another 2 volleys of grape and maybe
It would require we are at maximum capacity right now for
Got
our built-up storage.
Got it.
I would not feel comfortable.
I mean, it is a merchant vessel.
Well-
This is not a war vessel, right?
it's been a battle I've had with Miss Prosper for the last few years, but it requires some serious alterations to the gun deck, which would require downtime that Miss Prosper was not comfortable with.
Understood. Well, this ship may not be Miss Prosperance for much longer, so
That is what I've heard.
yeah.
So we'll have to see. There are some unique requirements when it comes to alterations on this type of vessel. Because as she points, she takes you back. At this point, she's kind of led you out, and she points as you're walking out to just ahead of where the gunpowder is stored. There's a couple of. It almost looks like joints.
Interesting. Made of wood?
Appears to be wood.
Interesting.
What's the point of those?
When we take off the surface, some more sail type items come out to help us steer.
Interesting. So it's fairly nimble in the air.
Very much so.
Off
Good
the
to know.
fucking surface.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were I was under the impression that you knew that this was a dual-headed ship.
Nobody tells me fucking nothing, and I storm off.
I look back at the gunner and I go, I thought she could tell. She said she'd sailed before. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
But of course, if there's anything else y'all need, I'm here, and my crew are at your disposal.
Excellent. Well, you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll be back probably fairly shortly to get underway.
Well, thank you very much. Is there anything else that you all would
have-
like to do here on the...
He tried so
Curtis went in a
hard.
completely different room to shake that.
We assume you should all hear it.
Yeah.
Told me I didn't have to go outside, so I didn't go outside. I went all the way
It
across
doesn't
the
make any
apartment.
difference. It doesn't make any difference.
You're gonna hear. We're gonna hear it anyways, and that's part of the
it's
thing
the
of the
aesthetic.
of
It's part of our
the-
aesthetic.
Yeah, it's
I'm trying to find a. I know I
I
had
will
it.
say this,
somewhere.
Curtis. You just went into an amplifier.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went into a megaphone.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
funnels all of the sound this direction. Yeah.
Right, like, I think it would inquire if you would have stayed in the kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah, there's more things for the sound to bounce off.
I was trying. I'm trying to find
sounds
a copy of or the image of the ship that
Yeah.
I use for the
Description.
Calcordian ships.
Gotcha.
I can't remember what I did with it. I'll find it at some point.
It is not the one I have on here, even though I really like this one.
I mean, it's
Yeah, me too.
the concept's still there because so you would know this.
Yeah.
You two would know this as well, even though you're not there, Ella and Sark. The ribs and the foundation of this ship are made from the bones of the whales of around the Syndicate,
Gotcha.
which don't swim.
Yeah, they fly.
They
Yeah.
fly.
Yeah.
Fucking cool.
Because if you could put flying wills into your fantasy world, just put flying wills
Yeah,
in your
why would you
fucking
not?
fantasy
Why would
world.
you
Why
not?
not do it?
So, while this is all going on, L, you were going to Adalmere
Yes.
Woodworking.
I'm gonna go there, do a little work.
So when you come in, there's a it's a fairly small entranceway that where she meets you. So she introduces, thank you, sir, herself as Kitra Tosselspell. She is the proprietor of the Adalmere Woodworking. And she takes you back. There are two actual two spaces. It's not a woodworking shop. It's just a typical, like, gnome. It's very familiar to you, right? These are all over Tinkermere. Just little gnome shops where you can rent a space. All the tools, everything you need is provided, as well as the only thing that you pay for the time and the material, right?
Okay.
So, as you were building your items, everything you need is here.
Okay.
We're gonna say for this, the material components aren't gonna cost because this is a class thing,
Okay.
but the space is gonna cost you. We'll go with a gold, 2 silver.
Okay. And I'm going to, just for flavor, because of what I'm working on, I'm going to make a roll.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I don't have to buy a new shirt. I'm excited.
No. No, there's a small gout of flame, but it's controlled.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else that you need from different shops or anything as we're doing this?
No. No,
Okay.
everything else is still in planning stages.
Okay. Is there, and then you were going to go back to, so this takes you a couple hours, right? You were going to go back to Nine Eyes, to Nine Brothers. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nine Eyes was the original name, and I didn't like it. Nine Brothers is much better.
Yeah. It's more subtle.
So you walk in. In this case, there's actually a client there. And Edward gets up and takes him back to go get a drink. And says, which is the key word to say that let yourself in. And as soon as as soon as he is got the client out the way, you go in. And
Make
she,
sure to close the door behind us.
Lucille is there, ready to answer questions, and seems to have a little bit of direction for you as well. She says, at no point are the two of you to antagonize the Richter clan.
Okay.
The boss has a quite a long-standing relationship with the Lord Richter, and it's one of the few that are in a positive, where he doesn't hold anything over him, and also warns you that part of the reason too is that he could ruin everything if we antagonize the Lord Richter. She gets down to the bottom of her nose and said, he did make a point to say, because I talked to him directly, the most powerful being in the syndicate, don't fuck with him.
Noted.
there anything else that you need from me? I'm not envious of you at all.
Do we have any? I already researched it and stuff, so you might have it. Do we have any sail charts from when that pirate port might have been in? Or would you have an idea of where to start looking?
I can take a couple of... I know where to look. That's not... I don't have any sea charts right now. It's not something... It's not a... Most of the time, people who want those things are wanting current stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So historical charts have never really had a big sell. So I may come up empty-handed, to be honest with you.
That's fine. It'd be nice, but it's
Fair.
that.
How
I
long?
hear the expression is the icing on the cake. I still don't get it.
It's because you don't eat.
Yeah.
How long have the two of you in town for?
At least another day, maybe 2.
Okay. I'll see what I can find.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to come here? Or do you want me to send it to somewhere?
Send it to
Charlene.
yeah, the
The
Shirlene.
Shirlene.
Mhm.
Okay.
Docked somewhere.
That's
I-
actually our next stop.
I can find it.
Mhm.
It's not an issue. Not an issue. Well, with that, I'll get to work and. Oh yeah, the boss wanted to make sure that you guys got your stipend.
Right. It's a thing.
It is 5 gold pieces. It's not much, but it's enough. It gets you comfortable for.
A little while, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I haven't figured out what the time frame is on that, but
That's fine.
I mean, like, if we go off on like lifestyle stuff, like 5 gold pieces, that's like a
It's a week at luxurious.
right. Like, is it a week or a month? I can never remember that scale.
but yeah, it's supposed to be.
It's not bad.
It's supposed to be quite nice.
Yeah.
The boss is generous. So that's what happens when you pick to be one of my favorite organizations I've ever
I
made.
know. I'm upset that I didn't think about that. It's just my favorite character.
That's probably why, because you got to spend a lot of time with him in the last campaign. He's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I don't have anything else. Zark.
All right.
Shit is the next stop.
So the two of you walk to the Shirlene. You see it. The description is the same. Also, if I could get the two of you to make a perception check to look at as you look at the figurehead, which is the beautiful drow woman.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Same.
Wow.
So when you see that mark on the right side of her neck, it looks like a handprint, like a left hand print, and it's black. It almost looks like it's. And there's also, because of a dirty 20, like there's maybe little lines that are coming out from the fingers. Dustin remembers the story. Dustin remembers the story.
Patrice is gonna mosey on down to Driftwood to buy a bottle of booze.
Okay. So what is it that you're gonna buy?
He's gonna look for an anejo rum, preferably spiced.
For a bottle, spiced anejo rum, gonna be 10 gold pieces.
He doesn't bat an eye, and he says, "Thank you very much. Your salads are lovely. I just thought I'd let you know. The grapefruit is perfect."
Well, thank you. It's much appreciated. says in the dead voice of someone who doesn't want to be a server anymore.
Right.
I've heard it, and that
Understood.
means you say that, and you unintentionally are going to get a fatter tip from me.
That's on the way down to the to the Charlene. The other people from the party, if they're looking, may notice because he's going to show Sark his new flamethrower that he built.
You're a toddler, and I love it.
And he pulls out a tiny construct that he built, and it shoots flame 15 feet. And
Are you on the boat at this point?
No, we're walking through the town. I'm just doing it on the road.
Is it a line, a cone,
It's a cone.
50-foot cone?
Did you make a dragon breath
15.
device?
15.
That's what I said. It might have come across as 50 as 15.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Let me double check it, but I believe so. Yes.
Artificer, man.
That's so fun. So proud.
I don't think we've done it,
Flame return.
but I would love maybe tonight at the end of our session if everyone, if you want to, we can keep it secret if you want, but so the audience knows subclasses.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that we're all level 3, that's fun.
Yeah. Say I haven't done
We
another
actually have
card
'em.
for
Well,
anyone else.
We
Sark's
have.
is
Shut up,
also-
sorcerers.
Because
yeah.
John and I
We
have
got a
made
special
one.
Yeah.
It's very
It's a 15
awesome.
foot cone.
15-foot cone. Excellent.
Please tell me you just pointed straight.
Did everybody go
He doesn't
down?
wanna light a
No,
bulb.
actually, are you? What are the four of you doing at this point? Because at this point, the
I'm getting the fuck
conversation,
out of the way.
the
Yeah.
conversation you had with Delilah would have probably been 2 hours ago.
Yeah. So I got the hell off the ship to get out of their way because I know that I'm just
So-
an impediment to their work at this point.
Show you all the map again.
If you're not working and you're not at sea, you're in the way.
I went and found the found a hammock on the ship to set up in
Let's
the
scan this.
captain's quarters.
So I'm holding the map, family. We're gonna
Yeah.
scan this, and we're gonna put this on the Discord for everybody. This first dock here is
Yeah.
where the Shirlene's at.
Cool.
Okay. So the driftwood is right here. So it's, this is the fancy row.
Right.
Here where all the tourists go. This
Yeah.
southern east-west road. The north-south is where most of the stuff that you guys like are going to be. And Harbor House is up here at the top. This is where you sat right here.
Very cool.
Right
Okay.
there, and these are the ruins that you saw. This
Very
is
cool.
you know this very well.
That helps a lot.
So if you have nothing else, if you were just going to wait for them to come back, there's plenty of like all of the restaurants, all of the inns also have like the ones right here.
Yeah.
So like the what was that last one that I had? This is the one downside to this is I'm trying to flip back and forth.
Great Fiery Thief, Badge and Bottle, Mr. Nancy, Driftwood, or Broken Boxer.
Where are my notes? So Mr. Nancy and Driftwood have like little sidewalk cafes where you could sit and have a cocktail or a
Yeah.
coffee or tea and snacks. So unless you guys have anything else that you would like to do while you're waiting for them to come back, that's
No.
probably I would
I
assume.
mean, I've still got. I can't go and pick up my shit until tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Right. So
Yeah.
I go grab something to eat and hang out a little bit.
So-
and I probably don't sit in the outside cafe. I probably go into the bar and sit at the bar.
Okay.
And ask a few questions again.
Are you
This
gonna
is a different bar?
Yeah. Are you going to spend the whole time in there? I just want to see who's going to.
No.
I just need to know who's going to see the flamethrower.
Oh,
That's where
I'm
getting
definitely
at.
going to see the flamethrower. yeah. Like I probably eat my meal and whatnot out on the patio.
Yeah.
Right, and then I go in
So-
afterwards to.
Let's reverse that. So
Okay,
we can
sure,
see it.
sure, yeah,
So
yeah.
what are the questions are you going to ask?
I'm going to ask about my list.
Which bar are you at?
Mr. Nancy.
Mr. Nancy.
It's the right name, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Nancy's, yeah. Yeah.
I've got it right here, actually.
Okay.
This
It's
is
not
why.
like possessive Mr. Nancy's. It's Mr. Nancy.
No, it's Mr. Nancy's. It's possessive.
Possessive.
Yeah.
As in the bar is Mr. Nancy's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it
his
belongs to Mr.
The bar is called Mr. Nancy's.
I love that I didn't put my list in my notes.
That's par for the course.
I mean, it really is.
Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons.
I mean,
I
definitely
had-
with me.
I had your list.
Yeah, so I'm asking about Dandy Bill. I'm asking about,
Thank you.
I believe, Delilah.
So you're not going to get anything on the crew of the.
No. Different Delilah.
Oh, that's right.
I'm asking about the Dread Pirate.
So the only, because you did get some information, I believe it was on the Dread Pirate the last time, right?
I got information
No,
on
on the captain.
On Danny Bill.
On Dandy Bill.
Yeah.
He's the
And I
only,
am
From
also
the
asking
goblin,
about
the handsome
captain.
goblin.
Yeah.
The only
Handsome
one-
Bill.
the only one that you didn't. They don't know anything
Yeah.
except for Dandy Bill.
Right.
Still, as of now,
Mhm.
the rumor mill is that he's still somewhere in Gansworth
Okay. Good enough.
because I'm not there yet.
No, and Skald is.
There's a lot of stuff there that I'm trying to get to.
Skald is
so-
not pressing people.
No.
He's very subtly,
No, that's-
offhandedly. Yeah,
that's
I
a-
sailed with a guy named Dandy Bill.
That's a
once,
reminder
you know? Yeah,
to me
yeah.
to get
No
that
worries,
shit
no worries.
in the work. So
Just a little public shame over the internet.
hey, I have to shame myself, otherwise it doesn't get done.
Realistically, I need to send you like 3 more names anyways because
So
I
public
created
shame
more
for John
characters.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I created 3 more characters in that little scene that I sent you. That
He may not have
I
the
should put
longest
names on.
backstory. That goes to Jared.
right.
Well done.
It's well done. It's very
Yeah.
well. And on top of that, I also created an entire fucking military structure for an organization that you guys probably won't even fucking see.
Right.
But it was a labor of love.
It was so much fun. It was beautiful. It's only half done too.
I did make mine just rife with hooks though.
Yo, there's a fuck ton there. There's a fuck ton there.
Like if he gets to 1/3 of them, I'll be genuinely impressed.
There's just no time for even 1/3
Yeah, exactly.
because I've got 5 other players with
I want to
almost
catch
as
one
many
person.
hooks.
I want to catch one person. All right.
Oh, you're gonna catch it.
I let you write.
So-
So
right.
so you fit. Not a lot of stuff right now.
Yeah.
It is kind of like it's one
It's
of
only
those.
been a couple days.
It's only been a couple of days,
I'm 3
right.
doors down. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yep. I do what I can.
That's where the kryptonite's kept.
That is where the kryptonite's kept.
In the pocket.
So as you had now moved out to
Yeah.
the I'm assuming the rest of you were there too, enjoying a nice meal.
I wanted to actually maybe see if I could. McKinley's probably about my age.
Yeah, McKinsey. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think I would maybe try to catch him, and just shoot the shit for a little bit, probably.
Is there a goal with that, or are you just trying to? Are you just chatting?
And talk. Probably maybe try to get his opinion on Prosperin and.
Are you trying to be subtle about it?
No, because she nat 20'd me. What happened? I rolled really low. Can't remember. Anyway, I bought her shit, whatever she was selling last session. So.
But that doesn't mean that just because you
Yeah.
believed it doesn't mean it's shit. It just means that you believed it.
Yeah. No, I think I would want to hear war stories from him, probably. Or
You-
like their travels.
Roll a persuasion check for me, please.
That's not bad.
Probably better than mine.
18.
Definitely beat mine. He's cagey with some of the stuff that they've done. You get ideas of where they've been. He's really especially cagey about his time out west, which is he calls it sailing into the mist.
Okay.
Are you doing this? Is it just the two of you?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think I could follow them.
No, that's fine. I just want to know who hears what.
Yeah.
That's where I'm getting.
And
at.
also,
I stormed off and I'm stringing up a hammock.
And hold on. And it seems that what he's very much me, where you don't ever hear me talk about the shitty stuff.
Okay.
I tell the jokes, and I was here and I ate this thing, and you're like, wait a minute, what were you doing there? Oh, I was doing a thing.
sorry.
So that's what you like. But you pull out you can definitely tell that he's not one to normally even give that much. He seems to be very private about his boss's business, right? He deflects very well.
Okay.
So even though you seem to be getting more information than would be the norm, he's still very, very cagey. So you get the sense that the times he spent a lot of time in Wudan and a lot of time sailing into the mist.
Okay.
You have no
Question
idea
for you.
what. Hold on. You have no idea what they got, what they picked up, or where they picked anything else up at. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay. What's the
Sorry,
question?
this is totally you triggered me because my dad says the same thing about my grandpa with his time in World War II. Would I be the same way?
That's on you. So the thing is, it's the one thing I always I talk about vets, right? We're all different. Some guys are very free in their stories.
Okay.
You know, it's just one of those things. I leave that to you.
I was leaning on you.
I don't think, based off of what you've given me, I don't feel that Sid would be open. Mostly because a lot of the shit she does, she can't talk about.
Okay.
You know, it's very secret squirrel. I use that term very very deliberately because it's a small term that we use to mean that it's like the super secret shit.
Sorry, you triggered me with my grandpa.
So,
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
anything else that anyone else would like to do?
No.
So I think what we're going to do is we're going to fast forward a little bit of time,
Excellent.
so you can pick up your
Excellent.
work. Anyone else have anything that they were delaying on time wise? I don't think that was it. I think that was it, right?
I think I still owed her money, right?
Yeah, you owed her the last
It's like
60. You paid
65?
10.
Yeah.
It was
I think I owed
65, yeah.
65, yeah.
And when you get it, man, it is spectacular, right? It is probably obviously it's the nicest piece that you own right now, right? Because it's not dusted in sea salt, you know, and,
Right.
and encrusted with,
Not
yet. But it is it's weird when you turn the gauntlet, right? It's black.
Yeah.
From the anodizing process.
Yeah.
But when you catch the light, the edges seem to have a gold hint to it.
Okay.
And then the octopus itself
Yeah.
is just gleaming silver. Like
Nice.
maybe she put adamantium in there.
Oh, nice.
Maybe she
Oh,
went
yeah.
a little bit over the top. And how it works is kind of like the head of the kraken
Yeah.
is here on the back of your hand.
Yeah, perfect.
And then it wraps around.
The tentacles go up and
Yeah,
around. Yeah.
and it completely. So like right here is about the only spot where there's no silver here on the wrist on the palm side.
Yeah.
So it's that it kind of wraps around,
Nice.
and it's just really spectacular.
Excellent.
And it's right there where she puts her mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Cool.
What does her mark look like?
it is a simple LI, but in cursive.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Sark will have gone to find rumors or just to at least figure out if there's a fight club or that kind of stuff on the island or a good spot. Not going to it yet. He's feeling it out since they'll be back. That's more of another be prepared for it in the future.
No, that's fair. I know that's kind of your thing. I've always seems to have one of those players at a table.
Everyone
I
wants
have a
to be
very
fight club.
specific reason. For
No, I know, but it's a question I answer a lot.
Have you ever mentioned it around Patrice or SOA? Because they would know.
Maybe.
Not yet. I don't know you two well enough yet.
Maybe. I'm not sure if you would know about it. Would you?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to fit what I think of.
It's
so.
my dad's bar.
Oh, I forgot about that. See, this is the problem with having so many backstories.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
No matter how hard you try,
Impressive.
It's okay,
like,
man.
the fact that you remember as much as you do.
of the bar.
I mean, that is definitely where I go first because I'm on the
he
nose
could
for
be
it.
Rocky and he's retired and wasn't wanting anything to do with it, but he was famous because he was a boxer and he was broken.
There's many reasons.
There's many reasons. See,
I'm
do you
not
see-
saying.
you get what I'm
I'm
saying?
not trying to shame you. I'm just saying. No, I think I wrote it in the back.
I know, and I've got. I have 10 backstories I'm keeping track of right now.
Fair.
So I'm trying.
You're a miracle worker.
You're doing great.
Miracle
So-
worker Morgan.
So with that,
Yeah.
I'll get back to you, Nate. With that, we're gonna wrap up for the evening,
Yeah.
All right.
and we'll pick up here in 2 weeks with setting sail on the Shirlene.
Awesome.
Thank you everyone so much for joining us as always with
Yeah.
the cooperative storytelling. As always, if you want to get in touch with us, the best way is to just go to Instagram.com/CampaignConcoctionsPod or get on the app and search at Campaigns Concoctions Pod. There you will find a link to all of our interweb stuff. which also involves the Discord server, which lately has slowed down a little bit. But we want to talk to you. Talk to us.
Yeah.
Talk to us. We want to talk to you guys. So hit us up when you get a chance. We would love to hear from you. And with that being said, thank you all so much for joining us. Peace.
See ya.
Much love, family.